Boys, new season is coming this week, so we got to talk about it. Why? Because, wow, it's coming really, really quickly. It's midweek. It'll be Wednesday at some point. There's a couple things you may need to do or want to do beforehand, and that's what we're going to talk about. First off, the All Madden Pass. It is ending soon, boys. You got to get this done if you want to get this free 91. Please make sure you get it done. I assume it's going to go away. It says it ends, okay? Second thing, the Season 2 stuff. Obviously, you don't got to get to the very end of the pass. You don't. This is nice to get, but just if you can just make sure you get up to Moss, that's perfect. Hopefully you guys should already be there. Shouldn't have been that hard. Honestly, those are two big things. The next thing we want to talk about here is the potentials for reduxes, because we're assuming overall boost is coming. Now, we don't know that for a fact at the time of this recording. At least I don't know, but it feels safe to assume that. And if you guys have a bunch of these expensive 90 overall LTDs, you should at least consider the risk of holding on to these cards. You got Pat Willis, you got Cody Whitehair, Tunsil, fine. You know, all these cards under 500k, they're not going to change all that much. And then there's like a CD Lamb, which is around 1 million coins. Again, we don't know if they're going to give us reduxes with this overall change. We do not know. Right? So if you're willing to think about it, then think about it. Make a decision, right? I personally, I don't have any on my team that fall into that category there, but it's something you need to consider. Okay? The decision is yours. It's not mine at all. Other thing coming up is we have an overall boost. That means that pack odds are going to change. And when pack odds change, it means the mystery pack goes up. If you want to start stacking these, you can. Now, let's talk about why it's smart and also not smart. Before we get into that, let's talk about Taco Tuesday over on Prize Picks. It is a weekly thing that happens every single week where there's just a bunch of discounted entries, but they are time limited. So once they get announced, you're going to need to take that projection, discounted, and put it in an entry within the couple of hours there. Keep that in mind. Again, if you sign up today, you will be eligible then for Flex Friday, this coming Friday, which is basically a protected play up to $20, which means if you lose, they're just going to give it right back to you. Guys, you need to check out Prize Picks. It is awesome. Use my code CC. You get your first deposit matched up to $100. You put in what you want, right? You don't have to go all the way. That is totally fine. I know a lot of my friends, they do 20. That's kind of seems pretty normal. That's what you want to do. Go for it there. Check it out. Again, you can click the link in the description. You can download the app. You can go on the website, however you want, but make sure when you do sign up, use my code CZ. It does help me out. Let's talk about the rest. I'm getting ready for this season. So the old mystery pack this time, it never actually got down to proper pricing. If you remember last year when we had TVPs, they basically tried to always set it at 30,000 coins. So they would adjust odds and kind of figure this is where everything's going to fall. So the pack was going to cost 30,000 coins. That's actually kind of what they've been doing this year, except this time with our 2-week time span of 91s, it never actually got there. It's actually just been overpriced. Call it 20-25% overpriced this entire time, which is why if you, like me, have opened a bunch of these, you kind of have not felt like, oh man, they've been good, because you're getting less for your coins each and every single time. So if you want to take this risk, you want to take this chance and prepare with mystery packs, by all means, you can. I did it over here. We have quite a few packs. I'm not doing it on my no money spent account. So just for reference there, you probably will fall somewhere in between. If you want to do some, go for it. You don't, I completely understand. Again, I personally, CC, the actual CC, whatever you want to call me, I do it for content purposes only, okay? That's the only reason I do it. So I'm showing that to you. I'm being upfront. I'm being honest. That's why. Again, I think that they're a little overpriced. And if you want to go make sure you get the cheapest training, go check out mutt.gg. They have a whole price section, and you can make sure that you're buying your cards at the cheapest possible rate, because you don't want to be overpaying for stuff at that point. So again, you can prepare there. I don't think the odds will change on Wednesday when the season turns, but again, it's EA, man. Lots could happen there. The next thing I want to talk about here, I've been preaching this to you guys on my Nobody Spent channel, on gameplay channels, and basically everything in between. Strategy cards. If you remember last year, strategy cards were a big boom. We got rares and ultra rares and legendaries and all that, and this year it's been a really slow roll. EA has done a good job slow rolling out boosts, overalls, and all that sort of stuff. So it feels like it's the right time for them to go from common strategies, which are green, to rare ones, which are blue. What that means is maybe there's exchange sets, because people are going to want it. People pay a premium for a boost regardless. They will. So if that changes, you could have some value there. And then if they allow the hybrid item to go to green or commons, there could be a lot of value there. When the hybrid slot finally activated, this like man coverage strategy item right here, a common man coverage strategy item, common, was going for a premium. Now you can see here, I have a ton of these. I have kept them. I have bought some for really cheap if I could buy them near quick sell value. I did. Let's see if we can find this one and see how much is it right now. Man coverage +1 ball hawk. This card was selling for 50, 60,000 coins for a while. It's only 4 right now. Obviously, time, supply and demand. Nobody was holding on to these cards. They were quick selling them, right? Because, like, why bother? I think more people are sort of prepared for what could happen here. So who knows what kind of price spikes could potentially happen. But nonetheless, we are ready for them just in case they do happen. And I kind of hope they do. It's a slow roll. And if you need the coins and this doesn't happen, well, you can clear out your selections and start on over. You don't need the coins. For me here, I'll keep holding them and building them because they will do it at some point. We just don't know when. It's EA, man. They can do whatever they want. So those are the really, really big things that we need to focus on here. Obviously, the Compass will reset Friday. A lot of people had issues with their solo battles. They came back. They went away. Super unfortunate. I truly I do not like EA's solution was just to make everything on the dailies triple and solo battles triple. That's cool, right? It's a fine solution. If the solo battles didn't break again, and they did, so they would need to just do general milestones for something, and they're just afraid. I don't know what it is. It's something I would have sort of got on really quickly. When your game breaks, it makes your customer base upset, and when their customer base is upset, there's two things they don't really want to do: play your game as much or spend money on it. So congratulations, EA, you're alienating people. That's a terrible decision. It's a terrible decision regardless. So I don't know if they're going to do anything. Again, I hope they do. I'm not going to hold my breath. You shouldn't hold your breath that they're going to do something, because they're a little slow to react to things, and especially with it ending, they might just be helping it goes away. Other thing, we have MCS stream tonight over on twitch.tv/EA Madden NFL. You can get your Tariq Woolen fine free card. Nice to have. Obviously, EA wants you there to boost their numbers. That's why they do it. It is what it is, right? That's fine. But then again, like, there's a time limit on there, so you need to be on there for watching a certain amount of time. But what I don't love is that they still kind of gatekeep a lot of the MCS stuff, where, like, if you miss one, you're done. Like, you're done. Like, I'm 2 for 2 here, right? We got Parsons, and then we got Polamau. Cool, that's great for me. If you started the game late, say you're just getting the game soon, you get kept out of what could potentially be stuff. I don't like that. I think eventually that these things should just be released, right? Whatever the time period passing is, because what if you just can't be on? Oh, well, now you miss out for the whole year. And again, if it was just missing out on one card and, oh, you don't get that one free card, that's fine. But when it's going to go into this bigger set down the line, you're really making people miss out because you want the views. Nah, they need to figure out a balance of putting these other cards back in the store somehow, some way for people to get. It doesn't have to be immediately, it doesn't have to be tonight. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to miss it tonight. I know that, I understand that. I'm looking forward to, I don't want to say looking forward is probably a bad term, but I'm going to get a lot of comments about it, questions, all that. A lot of the creators were. That's just the way it is. It happens every single time. Unfortunately, it's going to be an issue with Twitch. It's going to be EA's issue. Someone's not going to be on time. All the sort of things happen. If you have any issues, reach out to EA Help. That's the only place you may get help. And I'm saying may get help as a 2% chance. Don't count on it, okay? Just do not count on it. So, with all this said, the only thing I wouldn't want to talk about here was the selling of teams. Obviously, at this point in time, things may be a little late. I got rid of my team basically Friday, right? I basically got rid of it on Friday. We have a few cards on here, and the cards that we have still on the team are B&Ds, rentals, and stuff like that. You know, Jamar Chase is a B&D. AD's cheap. Aikman was cheap. B&D, Derek Thomas. Derek, like we bought Derek Brooks this weekend. We did buy that card. But for the most part, all these other cards, if they were an LTDs or whatever their price was, like 91's around 300K, which is what I would have got from selling a Derek Thomas or someone else potentially. Like, it just wasn't worth it. Like selling Luke Kuechly, he's already really low price. What am I gonna gain an extra 25,000 coins? Not overly worth it. But those big expensive 500K million coin cards, I did get rid of them. Again, I don't know if Harvest is going to be a great promo with great cards and all this stuff. I have no clue whatsoever. Typically, it's actually not a great content promo. But hey, you never know. Year to year, things go good, things go bad. It is what it is. We are also looking forward to a potentially new captain, more captain tokens. So that'll be kind of nice. Even though the captains haven't been super good, they've been helpful at times, especially on a no money spent, less money spent sort of team. On a big spending team, they obviously don't matter as much. However, we still like to have them. It's still good. Again, just so it's not for me on this account doesn't mean that I can't appreciate and like what EA does. So hopefully it's a good selection. It's a good position. It's a desirable player. Who will we get for Season 3 Masters and Competitive Field Masters? I have no idea. Again, getting those cards fully upgraded, the big versions, it takes a while anyway, so it doesn't really overly matter to me. It can be exciting in the moment. However, it's like finding out what you're getting for Christmas today, and you know what? It's not really helpful. It doesn't matter. So that is all my talk on here about what's coming. Again, hopefully you guys can get this stuff done. I'm sorry for some of you guys who have had some of the issues. Again, it's not my fault. We try to let EA know. Sometimes they fix things, sometimes they don't. Best I can do. Love you guys. I'm out. Peace.